Goodbye. Hey, good morning, everybody. Fellow Earthlings, like nice permaculture. Yeah, permaculture's nice. Hey, who is that? Lex Me Nature. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you kindly for the thumbs up. Just waking up for my coffee. And I have a new flower arrangement. I grew these dahlias. Yeah. I think they're my favorite dahlias next to those giant dinner plate ones. Yeah. Well, go over and see who Lex Me Nature is. Go to channel and it's a real channel. Be positive, smart. And their message is be positive. Okay. Of course, be positive. And let's have a look at. Okay, from India. Yes. I don't want to get a copyright strike or something. I always get into trouble on YouTube. I put up a video of sunflowers a couple of days ago. Simran Garden. Oh yeah. Simran's pretty cool, and her family. Yeah, it's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Yeah, Simran. Good to see you again. Are you from? Where am I from? My name's Howie. We don't use the sir or that kind of thing. She is pretty. Yeah, the flowers. I'm from planet Earth. Yeah. Glad to see you. Yeah, my name's Howie. 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 You know, nice to meet you too. You know, yeah. Gonna have a topic today, and That's about harvest and making soil. Of course, that's my favorite thing to do, is make soil. See? I have a giant one of these. This is 12 foot wide this way, the one I've built in the front of the food forest. And this is 5 feet tall, just like this. And then this is 33 feet long. Thank you for the thumbs up. And that's how you make soil right there. Yeah. I'm trying to get a good shot. So this is a green brown. Hey, Chef Mama Bliss, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I live in North America. You're in India. I'm on the continent of North America, Lakshmi Nature. Cool name you have. Chef Mama Bliss, good morning. Good to see you. Just doing a little soil making chit chat, and then going to talk about all the harvest, Mama Bliss. Been harvesting a lot of tomatoes, cucumbers, many kinds of squash and melons, that kind of thing. Picked a lot of different fruit, pears, apples, grapes, plums, that kind of thing. But I'm going to set up my camera outside while I'm harvesting the hugelkultur mound. This is the mound I'll be harvesting today. Yeah, I made one 33 feet. I've made many before. This is my diagram. A good friend helped design it, and it was pretty cool. And this is what we came up with. So it's really easy to build out of materials that you already have. Now this is the soil. You had me at squash. Yeah. Hey, Urban Gardening Chronicles. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just a little chit chat about all the harvest I'm going to do today. I'm going to harvest a lot of squash and put a free sign on them. There's people that come and, they pick gojis from the street, and because it's a free place to, it's very efficient. It's very ergonomic. And it works if you build it right. The hugelkultur mound that I'm harvesting today, I have to. It's growing out into the road, all the vines, and people are running it over. So I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to have a live camera there. But I'm going to make a video and a couple of shorts of it too, because things go wrong with technology, and I'm not very techy. And this is good to see you there, Urban Gardening. Always a pleasure. This is the way to go, where it looks after itself. This is free. You can screenshot that. It has the logs on the bottom, deciduous logs, would be best. And that's in a small trench if you can. Like if you're using Lombardy poplar or maple or alder or birch or something like that, that's ideal because it decomposes quite well and rapidly. So it's green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, brown. So the brown is my soil from the Pathway Soil Bank. That's easy to make. And the soil that I make for free is limed, of course, in biochar and wood ash. Is this layer of tree stem? I'm not following you, Lakshmi. Looks very efficient. Yes. I'm sorry, I don't understand the question, but is this layer of tree stem? Yes, you can put tree stems in there. I don't put too big of stuff into the hugelkultur mound, except for the rounds on the bottom. And then the pathway soil bank, I do put in some stems. I chop it up really small, Lakshmi Nature. Thanks for the question. But there's the soil, and it's yard waste, coffee grounds from Starbucks. Gee, it looks like I broke a nail. Chop and drop, kitchen waste, leaves and twigs, wood chips, and it's in layers, like 3 to 5 inch layers, and build as much as you want. Now, this is for making soil, but it's kind of the same here, except you're adding a lot of the already made soil to the top here, and you can put up to 5 feet of rich black humus or compost on the very top, and that keeps feeding this green brown layer. And there's quite a bit of action going on, so this can heat up a little bit. So if you're making them in the summertime, when it comes winter, these are quite warm. And it is essential to place appropriate wood rounds for hugelkultur. It certainly is appropriate and essential. No cedar or needle trees should be used due to their toxicity. Exactly. And hey, Vince, how's it going? Yeah. Well, here we go. Huh. It says put users remove report. How do you give a wrench out? I forget. I don't know. That's trippy. Tried to give out some wrenches, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, it's not working for some reason. But the soil, when you make soil, it's in 3 to 5 inch layers, and then when you're building the hugelkultur mound, you can make a little bigger layer or even a little smaller layer. And making your own soil is where it's at, right? And it's a cumulative, it's a regimen, a few minutes a day to change. It's not all going in the garbage. I wonder. There we go. I should have that now. Add as moderator. Yes. There we go. Couldn't do it. It was turned off for some reason. I think I turned it off. Oops. And yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, you Vince a wrench there at us. So if I miss something, there you go. But yeah, harvesting today, I'm going to harvest a lot of squash. I'm making a free pile. So yeah, so it should be very interesting. And so I'll be going live from that even right after this. I'm just going over to where it's live. Having my coffee and waking up at 20 to 5 in the morning. But yeah, here we go. Boom. Thank you for the thumbs up too. So I'll be harvesting pears today. And you as well, Chef Mama Bliss. You're pretty good chef. I like your cooking and I like you. You're really nice. A lot of nice people come here. You gotta like nice. Yeah. But the harvest today will be mostly of squash, grapes, and pears because I put grapevines in all the trees. That's another thing that I do. I put trees on the outer perimeter of, like, this is for the, like, in the city. So here it is here. This is the north side here. And this is the east side, and this is the west side. So this is the southern exposure here. So I put the pathways here through to here. That's the soil that's made. And then I put the hugelkultur mound like this. Now, see, you can do whatever you've got. Like, I mean, you don't know, I don't know what terrain you have. There's many variables, but this is the basic outline. As you can see above, you can maximize your forest production. And I put grapes and kiwi into these trees. I let them grow wild for years. I didn't prune them very much, but I did prune some of the dead off here and there. But then it really started growing, so I had to really train it to go through the forest canopy. And that's what I'm dealing with today. I'm reducing the having coffee. Yes, having coffee. But by planting early, mid, and late types of fruit and nut trees, you can maximize the harvest period. Vines like grapes, kiwi, passion fruits use the trees as natural arbors. Here, 5:10 in the evening. Oh, well, this, I'll try to put a good screenshot in there. This is worth doing if you want a healthy lifestyle, organic, no chemicals or pesticides, fresh veggies and fruits, pretty much all year round. Urban food forest, a sustainable urban food forest, edible, medicinal, waterless. That's variable depending on if there is any rain, because I put the downspouts into the forest floor where the veggies grow. So when it rains onto the roof, it just goes right out into the forest floor. It's maintenance free mostly. It's a way of life, but I don't do much weeding or a lot of work. It's a healthy ecosystem. It's a 0 mile diet. It's right there. And then you don't have to pay like all the fees for your green garbage collecting by the city. That's free. You give that back. They take money off your taxes every year. Reducing the carbon footprint. Recycling all kitchen and yard waste, availability of food after natural disasters and pandemics, and more. This was made 10 years ago. And the thought was, is that published? Well, that's kind of a personal thing, Why are you asking that, right? Is that published? It's just a cross-sectional diagram. You can sit down and make one yourself. It's pretty easy how to make soil, how to make a hugelkultur mound. Great exertion. Okay, I don't know what that means, but cheers to having coffee and 5:10 in the evening. Helping the ecosystem and doing your part to keep the earth as functional as possible. Humans doing their parts. Yeah, it's very important. And it's so easily done with changing your regiment a bit. And soil in nature is made 1 inch, about that much, every 10 years in a forest here. In the rainforest here, you make 1 inch of soil every 10 years. So by copying the layers that happen like in nature, the tree falls, the leaves fall, the tree falls down, branch falls down, the bird passes away, dung from animals and waste from animals, the fruit itself, the nuts itself, that all creates soil. Wow, every 10 years. Yeah, every 10 years, 1 inch. In the desert, it's like every 10 years it makes like like 5 millimeters or something, like super, not even just a little tiny bit, like a 0.05 millimeters every 10 years in the desert, right? That's desert, and there's not much around for biomass to make soil. So when you have a healthy ecosystem, you have a healthy planet, and then if it's a healthy planet, chances are the humans will be happy. There's something to look forward to. Hey, Lynn T, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Yeah, good to see you, Lynn T. Just going to be chatting about making soil and harvest. And then when it comes daylight, I'm going to go live from outside and harvest like different squash, like Hubbard squash, pumpkins. Pumpkins are not really ready, but they're growing out into the road and people are running over the vines. So because it just grew off the hugelkultur mound. Hey, Dave Knight. Good to see you, buddy. Just there you go. Awesome to see Dave Knight. So, yeah. So today, that's what I'm doing is I'm harvesting pears, grapes, and squash. And I should really take down the tomatoes, even though they're not all red. But it's getting colder. David Corey with Crop. There you go, David Corey with Crop. Good to see you. So yeah, so this is a live stream about soil, and here's the hugelkultur mound that I designed for out front. I kind of switched it up a little bit from the original one. This is much more ergonomic and less problematic. So you have 5 feet of soil. Like most people think, oh my, 5 feet, that's a pretty good size raised bed, but it gets much bigger with all the layers underneath here of the green, brown, and then the round leaf deciduous wood there. This is actually, it's actually probably up to 7, 8, 9, 10 feet altogether because you have about a foot or so in the ground. Now this becomes like an absorbent pad for moisture. You see right here. So the green brown is barley straw, coffee grounds for free, kitchen waste, coffee grounds from Starbucks or wherever. And the wood rounds are deciduous. So, a few twigs. I don't really put in really big branches and stuff in here. People do that. And I've done that, but I find that it doesn't really work well. So I've redesigned it a little bit and make this just green, brown, and the brown, it can be used, the soil that you make can be used to do the green browning here. And then the last 5 feet up above is the soil that's made in layers with, and always use your dolomite, lime, biochar, wood ash, and bark mulch. And when you're doing that, you need to build it in layers. Now the wood ash, I add a couple, 3 times a year, especially in the winter time, because it permeates through the soil layer and really takes out a lot of slugs and bugs and bad nematodes, a bunch of stuff. They don't like biochar and wood ash. It's abrasive. So I try to make soil really like the easiest way possible. So to make the hugelkultur mound, I'm harvesting today. There it is here. And yeah, this is the oldest that I know of pre-industrial agriculture, and then burning the ground. So to simulate the burning of the ground, put the biochar and wood ash in this piece here. That's what I do, and the lime. I do the dolomite lime through this. And these, I sometimes I'll throw in wood ash and lime too, just to keep the critters down, right, and smell. But to make this, and then you're inside of the urban this is an urban food forest. So outside of your plot of land in the city, you put this here, and that's trees. So you put this is the east side. So you don't want really tall trees here. You only want like medium sized trees, or you can prune them if you want, but you want the sun to come over this section here. This is ideal. It's not going to be like this. And then on the north side, you can put all kinds of trees here, like big trees with vines and grapes and kiwis through it. And you're using that as a natural arbor. Now, I'm just saying this works for me in my area. You gotta think about what you're doing. It's important to understand what you're doing. So gear gridding, wild edibles, cool. Adrian, I'll give Adrian a wrench there. There you go, Adrian. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, I'm going to harvest that hugelkultur mound today, and some people are going to come by and pick the free pile. There'll be free grapes, free pears, and free squash. Yeah, I don't sell anything out there. That way I don't have to go and give it away and bring it to a church or a food bank. People want it. I'm going to put a little free sign online on Marketplace or something. Get your free veggies there. That way it's not going to attract any animals and everybody comes and takes it right away. That's the logic behind it all. I'm going to utilize quite a bit too. Oh, you're welcome, Adrian. To protect the environment from floods, we should grow plants, not destroy them. Well, I grow sunflowers and hemp to remediate any soil that, because I'm using kitchen waste, and obviously there's going to be some residues of something. So I cover the place in sunflowers and hemp. And then down on the forest floor, I have potatoes, garlic, and I have greens, veggies like for salads on the forest floor. And then underneath the floor, in the soil and the substrate, I have tubers growing and potatoes and sunchokes, that kind of thing underneath the soil. So I have food here all year round for myself, but I do get an abundance of it and during harvest. And that's what today is all about is, oh, you're welcome. Nice information. Yes, you're welcome. It's good to share in your village to make your village a little happier, healthy, human. That's the whole idea of having that kind of a lifestyle. A few goats, a few chickens. I mean, pretty much have the food thing covered, and everybody, good temperate climate can grow fish. So true, Howie. Oh, hey, yeah, for sure, David Corey. Good morning, Earthlings. Love this topic. Yes. Let's go to your channel. Make sure it's Peace Journey. Yeah, that topic is making soil. Hello, Peace Journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it is you. So we'll give you a wrench. And I think I'm maxed out on the wrenches there. In case some bad guys show up. Oh, this is the latest dahlias that I cut and put in a jar with a friend. And I cleaned up the roses yesterday and reduced them so I can get another crop. It'll be my third crop for sure, possibly even a fourth or fifth crop, depending what winter's like. If winter's mild, I get roses all through the winter, which is pretty rare in Canada because it's pretty cold here. They're beautiful. Thank you kindly, Chef Mama Bliss. Lynn T, those are beautiful flowers. I know, right? I love dahlias. Do you want to hear the cool thing about dahlias? The bulb, delish. Yeah. When you're growing flowers, like you can't eat daffodils bulbs. You just don't. And white lily bulbs you don't eat. But there are lily bulbs like like tiger lilies and chocolate lilies, those are delicious. Like anything that builds up a bulb or a bubble in the ground. Like here we have Camasia or Comash or Camas. There's several ways to say it. And yeah, they're 45% fructose when they're cooked, baked in the oven, the Camas, but they should be like fully baked and let rest because they can be, you're not used to the gas. So be careful with new foods. Be very careful. Oh, thanks for all the thumbs up. That's wonderful. And so today, that's what I'm doing. I'm harvesting an early summer grape. I don't know what kind it is. I bought it from the street, from a garage sale. These people from Asia had it, so I grew it here. And then I obtained stuff like that. Like I obtained my fig, my black fig. I have this black fig. It's just gorgeous. Hey, I love eating, and I'll be picking the last of those today too, and hopefully picking some gojis too. And I'll be hopefully putting the live video up today of doing that. That's the whole idea of making soil, making the hugelkultur mound, and that's the whole idea. I know it's early in the morning, but that's my best time to get up and do something productive for the day until I just peter out and I'm just too worn out, getting old and slowing down some, actually a lot. But that's okay. Today is harvest, beginning of the harvest for me. And Fall Dog, oh nice, figs are so delicious. When I lived in Fresno, I would go to Fig Garden a lot. I bet, hey. And yeah, figs. I'm picking the last of the. And again, I bought it from the side of the road at a garage sale. This lady from another continent. She had this fig. I bought two of them for $10 each, but one died and one lived. And the one that lived, it it grew short and stout and is really good for wind resistance because it here's the stem, and then it grew up like this, and then it attached to the ground. So I put some on an organic farm 2 years ago, just a few kilometers from here, and I was there a couple days ago, and yeah, it's coming along. But it needs a lot of work, and I donated them a bunch more trees, different figs, like the strawberry fig and that big black giant one that I have. Like, it's huge. I just love picking it. So that was my week come by this week. That was my big adventure, was seeing old friends, and they had their farm stand up. I didn't videotape it because, who wants a camera in their face when they're, ranging flowers? You don't know some people and stuff. So I didn't videotape it. And you know what? I even felt good about it. We have had lots. It's been chilly here. Here, close to freezing, but not freezing yet. I can't believe it's August still. Yeah, it gets down to like 12 at night here. That's as low as I've seen. I think it's 14 right now, Celsius. We've had frost the first week in September before, so not too far off. Usually we are good for another few weeks or a month after the first frost. Right. Monster fig look delicious. Yes, I've been picking green tomatoes and ripening them, trying to get as many tomatoes as I can for sauce for Mikey. Yeah, now is the picking time. Get it in. Mine are like, I grew a lot of giant tomatoes, like beefsteaks, beef eaters, beefers, and I grew the giant one where you can just slice off a piece, and that represents your piece of bread, and you put whatever from the charcuterie board here, and then you put another slice of tomato, salt and pepper that, and just eat it like that. Hey, that's what I do. And I like growing big tomatoes. I mean, and I have small type tomatoes. I have the same one Gear Gritton has. He was in here earlier, I think. There he is. Let's see if he's got. Oh yeah, add Gear to the moderator thing. Sorry about that, Gear. Wow. Such a good guy. Makes me laugh. Yeah. Yeah. Sure does. So the soil, I've been making soil all summer long. It only takes about a month for everything to break down. And I put up a recent video about that. And then I put up a recent video about my sunflowers and hemp that remediate the land. But it got I don't know. They said it was age restricted, the sunflowers and the hemp that remediate the soil. I didn't even. They said the YouTube's AI thing, whatever, sent a little thing saying if I wanted to object to it, and I'm like, I'm not going to spend my time objecting to growing a plant on the planet. That's not going to do it. so I didn't bother with it. I'm like, it is what it is, right? And I made a couple, 3 of them, and of them videos. I really like to cover the forest floor with sunflowers and hemp just every 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and just chop it all down and put it on the forest floor. That's my green layer. Yeah, and I just let that sit, and it works really good for me is to make layers. Think layers. Yeah, chilly morning, Dave. Yeah, Dave's freezing. Good to know heading out fishing south of you will bring warm stuff at Wild Edibles. Smart. Stay warm, especially if you're going in the morning. In the middle of the day, it's not too bad right now. I've been picking greens. Yeah, okay. They ripen up in baskets. Yep. And I keep rotating them. All soft ones go in the freezer. Guys are enjoying fresh tomatoes, but can't eat them all. Yeah, chilly mornings. I tasted the wild persimmons, nice ripening, and they have started caring for the tree and its surroundings, starting its compost kitchen area to give it a feast in the spring. Nice. Well done. Yeah, look after the tree. I have given advice to some people over the years on the outer islands here and how to just make layers around from the drip line and make it like a concaved area like that with your compost and whatever else you got. And then you can just put water in there like that because they're on a mountainside. Well, I guess it's doing well. And apparently they're getting massive food crops from it. Well, you're feeding it nutrition. My kids are a half hour south and they are warmer there because I'm very high up here. Usually weather blows around, but cold weather exposed. Right. Very nice. I've never tried them before. I don't think I have anyway. Persimmons they grow right up to Canada. Wild, the American persimmon. They go up to Maine I think to Ontario, like the pawpaw does. I'm not sure, but I think so because it's an American persimmon, North America, because the other one's Fujiya or something like that. Fuji from Japan. It's a different type of persimmon. I don't know if they grow wild here or not. But making soil is the best thing you'll ever do. It's like putting money in the bank. Just think, every time you got a 20-liter or 4-gallon bag, you got a $5 bill. I mean, it doesn't take long to. And it was really interesting. I couldn't get it. I shared the video, but it was really interesting about how people make their pathway soil bank, same as what I'm doing, but in a garbage can. And just put layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and just put the lid on. Boom. And then in a year, dump it out and it's all beautiful soil. I'm like, Doesn't get better than that. And I watched videos years ago on that, like over in Thailand and Taiwan and stuff, when people want to, not throw so much into the garbage because it's recyclable. And so making soil is the best thing, and it's daily. You can take up to 15 minutes to making your soil in a day. Just think about it. And some days you might not have to make soil because you can, leave your kitchen waste in the wintertime. You can leave it for a month or two in a garbage can frozen. I mean, depending where you are, you might get a bear showing up. So in an old shed somewhere or buried, make defenses for that if that's what it is. And if you're making soil right away, you're using soil right away. So it really won't affect critters coming around much. I haven't had too many critters here, but again, in the neighborhood, anytime soon after today, there's a house being torn down here. One like that's 80 years old or something like that, and outbuildings. So there's going to be a lot of rats and mice. So I've seen that before here when houses are torn down. So I've set all my mouse traps, and they'll be full every day. Every day they'll fill up. I don't like to set them because it catches other creatures like birds. So I don't have them set all the time. I only set them when they're tearing down a house. I'll set all my traps. Now I'll strategically put a live trap somewhere so you can live trap them, or a kill trap, whatever whatever it is. You have to live without varmints and rodents throughout anywhere. It's just the way it is. And owl houses really, really help. Like very few, if any, people have come on here and said they're going to build an owl house. Believe it or not, an owl house is so important. You're not allowed to build a house for a human, but you can build an owl house for an owl. I have a mound with no problem. I cover it with plant materials or pine shavings. Nice. It will be a bit different when we get land in the country. Yeah. Well, just make the best of what you have and garden where you are and never look back. Just I advocate making soil wherever you are, whether you're on an urban lot, whether you're on leased land, you're still on the planet Earth. And making soil in a healthy ecosystem for a healthy human is right where you're standing. I will have more animals to eat kitchen waste. True. It's all garden with what you have, what you got. Yeah, for sure. Make soil. And today is my first start of the big harvest. I've been harvesting trees like left, right, and center, wild ones. I have a few baskets of fruit. And then I harvested an apple tree that I grew from seed many years ago, a dozen years ago, maybe. And I shared that with 1, 2, 3, 5 people. It was a couple of 100 pounds of apples. It was a lot of apples. And there's still apples on the ground, and a few I left in the tree, and the tree's leaning like this. And then I was out looking at my Fuji apple from Japan, and it's leaning like this. It's not straight up anymore. There's just simply too much fruit on the trees that they're leaning. And I'm going to do a live video of that today. That should be interesting to see. I guess you really do have to knock some fruit off. All the poop gets put in the garden. Yep. This soil on this land under my feet is more than a foot thick of soil now. Wow. There you go. That's what you want. That's plants go, ooh, delish. Can I use a plastic pail with a lid as the container? Sure, why not? Any container will decompose. will decompose you. And you have to have the green layer, brown layer for the biological action to happen, for your microbes to do their work, right? That's what you want. You want that microbial action. You don't want too wet. You don't want cold. You want it just warm and not quite warm. But if you put it inside of a pail or a garbage can and put it out in the sun, I mean, there's will not even flies will breed there because it's too hot, right? They just once that we're doing it there, they'll eventually just start breaking down, adding nutrients. Like it's all about the biology then, and green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, and never stop making green, brown, because green is fresh kitchen waste, coffee grounds, lawn clippings, and then that's the green, and then the brown is your already made soil. And if you have to, I mean, use whatever your compost or kitchen waste that's decomposed in a bucket. So, yeah, I feel like I did my job now, and town won't let me have any birds, not even quail. Well, the first thing is there's an old saying, what is it? Best to not speak of anything. And then if someone is speaking of it, don't speak to it or at it or about it as well. And, just keep it low keyed, like your bread oven outside or your wood fired oven or your cob oven outside. You just make one and, try to just be yourself on a small scale. I mean, it's great to have horses and donkeys and pigs, and that's just not going to happen in town. But if you were to have like um, some Nubian goats or something, or something of that nature. Happy good chilly morning. Hi. Good to see you there, Peach. Always a pleasure. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. It's if you just live low key with a few critters, and who's to say who owns those ducks? They come and go there, officer, right? It's all in how you go along with it, right? If you start getting a horde of animals, then you're going to have some attraction from bylaw. Keep looking forward, the path to your future. Yeah, if your future is out in the country, then there you go. You know, if your future is starting an eco village, well, there you go. Or whatever your future is, it's yours. Opening the farm for animals who need a home and work from there. Well, if that's your mirth, then that's your mirth. Go for it. Yeah. 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 Dave Knight's in here somewhere. I think he said he's going fishing. So watch that guy. He might be catching fish. They do a lot of spear fishing here. So might try that out. I got a friend of mine. He's in his wetsuit all the time there, and he likes to go swimming in the ocean. So I think I'm going to buy him a spear gun and say, can you go get me a lingcod there? or, or go grab some crabs, right? There's crab down there. One of the new guys around here, he's a young guy. He went out surfing on his surfboard or paddleboard. So he goes up to where the reef is, and there's bull kelp, lots of kelp, right? And he sees these Dungeness and red rockers. So he dives down and he grabs them and he comes up and he brought them home and ate them. And he was so happy about it. So happy. Yeah. I'm rescuing all deer, rabbit, and squirrel. There's plenty of room on Gear's Grill for them. Yes, and you know what? If there's nothing at the store, then that's you have to eat meat's protein, meat, eggs, chicken. That's the highest protein you'll get. Cottage cheese and cheese actually has a high amount of protein too, and milk. Yeah. When you eat high protein, you feel more satiated. So, yeah, I've been eating more butter for the butyrate. I want to strengthen my stomach walls and stuff. So I've been doing that, and I've been sampling okra, and oh, it's so tough to eat it. It's so slimy, but it has to be done. So I've been grilling that up. Oh, love me some cottage cheese with pepper and cherry tomatoes. Yeah, I know, right? I've been buying cottage cheese. It's really expensive to get organic cottage cheese, and you really have to go to your way to get it. And it's like, geez, man. And yogurt's high protein too. Hey, it's really high protein. I always thought avocados were way up there in protein, but actually, their potatoes have more protein if you leave the skin on. Yep. Goats usually come up for free or very cheap, and people are so sad they to talk my heart's in that. Hmm. Well, it's essential to have 5 goats, 6 goats, and a male too for husbandry. And you should understand about yeah, avocados are good fats. Yes, of course, they're clean fuel. And like seed oils are not clean fuel. It's really bad for the mitochondria. And if you don't feel so good, don't be eating those. I have to get some coffee. You could enjoy the flower show. These came out of the front of the food forest yesterday, but I really need coffee. Check out the hummingbird. Beautiful, hey? Oh my, yeah. It's one of those days where it's harvest day, which doesn't come around a whole lot at the food forest other than small stuff. But today yeah, it's a good day. Fried okra and sweet tea is my comfort food therapy. Really? Okra's got butyrate in it and propionate and acetate, and they strengthen your stomach wall and your intestines. It strengthens it. I hope I said all those words right. It's a lot to remember, but butyrate. I remember that because I was eating more butter. But okra has the butyrate in it, and it's okra. Yeah, I really like okra. I really like watermelon. It's one of my favorite things, but it's so high sugar. But um, the citrulline in there converts to arginine, which converts to nitric oxide for vasodilation. So I have a problem with that. So I had to do a little bit of research, find out where I wanted to go with roquet, arugula greens has a good portion of it in there. So it's always a dab on my plate. Yeah. I'm available for adoption. Wow, that was yummy, yummist. Crooked Peach. Had fried okra and onions last night. Wow. Seed oils attached to your mitochondria for 3 years. Oh my God. I didn't know that. Ew. Ew. A clean burning lipid would be like tallow or lard or avocado oil or extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. There's so many ways that people in corporations have come up with ways to have no scruple or couth, and they give you this idea, oh, natural, and this is yeah, and you really have to stick to, if you really, it takes years to heal up. Like, I'm not surprised actually that it takes 3 years, but you got to remember all your cells leave your body every 120 days. Hey, So, you know, so they replicate. So you have seed oil there, and that's not good. Your liver replaces itself every 6 weeks. You get a new liver every 6 weeks, eh? And then your bones, they come and go daily, but by the 7th year, all your bone structure has been replaced and you have new bones, right? Every 7 years, but it constantly does it. It doesn't just do it at this time here and it's all done. It's a 7-year thing, right? So to understand what you're feeding yourself, you have healthy soil, make your own soil and grow your own food, forage, fishing, sharing, and really, getting to know your village is healthy for this. And when you have a healthy this, you have a healthy body. If you make unhealthy choices, then you'll have an unhealthy body and an unhealthy mind. And it's really simple to me, and it's easy for me to say it, but for people to do it, and even for me, for myself, it's hard for me to do as well. Like a changing to make my own soil. And the stump this week was when I showed my sunflowers and hemp on YouTube, they gave me an age restriction. And I'm like I was just like, wow, really? But they did. And my message is just to get out there to make soil, to have a healthy ecosystem. And if you go and look at YouTube, a lot of the crap and garbage on there, how can that be age restricted? It's just like it. So I didn't bother getting into it with them at all. I thought, okay, you know what? That's not my problem. Even though someone gave me a problem from YouTube, the AI, their algorithm, I did not accept it. I wasn't the recipient of it. So that was my madness to my method. I use sunflower or avocado oil for frying gear guards. Sunflower, hey? Huh. It's not sure. I'm not sure Gear Grid. What's Gear up to? I wonder if okra fried in coconut oil would be good. I think it would be okay because it's got a high smoke temperature. If as long as it's cold pressed, that's what you want in your coconut butter or oil. You don't want something that's extracted with chemicals. You want pressed. And if you have that, you can heat that up a little bit. Don't get it smoky, but you definitely could. I would. I would use coconut oil. It's my last on the list. Number one is olive oil or avocado oil or lard or tallow. And then, you can mix them up because if you're using butter, just mix them up a little bit. Make it by Mandy. Hello. Add as moderator. There you go. Good morning. There's the flower show. Okay, you're only getting 5 seconds. There you go. Yeah. Hey, how come you didn't? Oh, you got your wrench there. Good to see you, Mandy. Welcome. And yeah, grab my coffee. Yeah, but oils, it does make a difference. But as Peach said there, it takes a long time to get that out of your system. I didn't know it takes as long as she had said, but it makes sense. And what happens is if you got dirty fuel, it plugs up the mitochondria of the cell. That's the powerhouse of the cells, so to speak. I really don't know a lot about it, so if I'm wrong, hang me later. Try to look it up yourself. But it is the powerhouse of the cell. And if you plug it up with like a lot of carbs or seed oils, it doesn't run right. Good to see you too, Howie. We're going camping today in the Ambo. Whoa, I watched your Ambo. I found your Ambo channel, hey, for a few days. It's not done just enough to go camping. Ha ha. Well, there you go. Sure beats paying $200 or $300 a night for a hotel or an Airbnb. It's just crazy prices. I went to a hotel recently for a few days. I mean, it's great. You got all the service, and you're there, and all your pals are there. But it's in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know. I had fun though, but I didn't. It did an atmospheric downpour when I was there. I'm like, holy man, it just kept raining like 24/7. It was great, put out a bunch of fires or whatever. But try to go fishing, you just step outside, you're soaking wet in 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. I had all kinds of gear, but I went and spent 3 hours out in the atmospheric downpour, and it was pretty wet. Urban Garden Chronicles says hello to Peach. I use tallow and lard to fry. Exactly. That's number one. I make my own beef tallow. I've made my own lard lots too. And I cook it in the oven in giant stainless steel pans. And I render it and clean it. And I'll even filter it too. And then I put mine in the freezer, but if you don't put it in the freezer, just add a bunch of salt. That's good for quite a few months if you add a bit of salt to it, eh? But I can't have a lot of salt, so I freeze my tallow and my lard when I make it, and I use it like it's in there for a long time, and it smells good. It doesn't smell rancid. You'll smell it if it's rancid. Love okra. The most when it's fried in lard, but concerned about the fat content eaten too often. Yeah, you should be doing work if you're eating fat content. If you're walking every day, it should be fine. If the mitochondria is burning clean fuel like lard or tallow or olive oil, and you're okay. It's when it's intercepted with like margarine, seed oils, anything chemically extracted with hexane and stuff. It's just crazy. You want cold pressed anything. Yep. Love okra the most when it's fried. Yep. I made lard, but I used my crock pot, also froze my. Yes, smart. Hi, Mandy. Sea Chrome is in Ontario. Sea Chrome. I have no idea who Sea Chrome is. Yoda's Blessed Life. Good morning, Yoda's Best Life. Make It by Mandy. Hi, Dave. To get back to the topic of the day is making a hugelkultur mound. And I'm harvesting a hugelkultur mound today. I'll harvest hundreds of pounds from a hugelkultur mound that I have in the front. This is how you make a hugelkultur mound. It's fairly simple. And then this is how I make my soil. If there's water, you put it on top of the ground. If there's no water, dig a trench. It's all in layers. So I'm going to be going live today. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you kindly. Yeah, sorry. The van guy. Okay, the van guy. There's a lot of van guys. I know a lot of people. Sorry, Dave. Hi, Dave. He is what? Sea Chrome is in Ontario. Is that the fellow that Mandy knows that converts the vehicles to RVs or something in Nanaimo. My boss, right? So I was right. Okay. Hey, I'm just drinking my coffee. It started an hour. It's in 2 hours that I actually get awake. The one Mandy works for. Yes, yes. David Lynn Prepper, principal wife is. Oh no, I don't think he will be live tonight. Huh? He's a really good guy. And if he's a really good guy, I imagine his wife is. I've never met his wife, but I wish her the best. But Yoda and Mandy, Crooked Peach is saying hello. So this is my cold weather crops because I'll be clearing out some there we go, non-GMO King of Denmark spinach. I'll be doing that. Non-GMO ruby lettuce, I'll be putting that in. These are my cool weather crops. I'll be planting. Still got a day of August left, so I always put carrots in the last of August. And here's my rocket, my roquet or arugula. This has the nitric oxide in it. So important to have the citrulline that converts to arginine inside the human being, which converts to the nitric oxide for vasodilation. Yeah, baby. All these I've purchased at a Restore. They were 25 cents each. And then if there was 10% off, that means I ended up with about, I think I paid 20 cents a package. So these will be going in for my cool weather crops on my balcony, so I don't have to go out into the food forest. And some places in the food forest, I have other, this is the Tokyo long white bunching onion. This is a nice onion. Oh, delicious. Delicious. And so I purchased these very reasonably priced. Here's the dill that I require for my, I use a lot of this in my chowder and stuff like that. And that's which one is that? That's the dill still. And there's the cilantro. This is great for taking out toxins and heavy metals, hey, out of your body, hey, the cilantro like this. It's really important. So this is my kitchen herb garden that's going on the balcony. I've got a lot of seeds. I've got hundreds of packets. I took about 15 or 20% of 2 huge garbage cans and wheelbarrows full of seed packets. So I got an array, and I did purchase for other people too, like other people that like to grow beets and chard. And I've converted some lawns here. I've done a few now over the years and put in a few food forests, so I know what they grow. So I just dropped off like a stack of seed of what they grow, so they don't have to go and pay full price. And then they bring back all kinds of food or make cakes and pies and breads and whatever they drop off, right? So that's kind of neat. And thank you kindly for all those thumbs up. But I am going live today at the Hugelkultur Mound. I'm harvesting it. There's a lot of gojis there and a lot of squash and a ton of different squash and vines. I have to do something with it because it's actually growing out into the street. I had to set up some cone areas because you have these giant squash. I don't want people to hit them with their car. It'll do damage to their car. I mean, some of them pumpkins are those Atlantic dill giant pumpkins and stuff, and it's just crazy. It's pulling over the trees and stuff, and the neighbor's like, shit. She's like, yeah, there's a lot of weight there, and I'm like, I'm looking at 300-pound pumpkins easy. And I'm like, just pulling down this one hedge, and I'm like, yeah, I better do something. I don't want to because they're not orange yet. They're still green and they're growing fast like you wouldn't believe. So That's what my day is today, and harvesting pears, tomatoes, apples, grapes, kiwi. No, not kiwi. Goji. Kiwi won't be till like late November, December. That's a great winter fruit. Hey, and I've planted extra different kinds of peewee. I planted my garden again yesterday, canning now off the local fair tonight, and powwow tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to powwow on the 30th. The 30th. I'm going to Nanaimo on, I don't know, sometime. I've got it on my calendar. I forget when, but I'm going there for 3 days. And I'm going fishing, and I'm going on a holiday I have planned where there's steelhead fishing. So yeah, I'm going up island. I got your email, how I wrote you back. Oh, good. I found your email in mine. And yeah, so I'm going there to 3 places over like a month period, maybe a month and a half, because there's 4 runs of steelhead, and I want to try to hit the fall to winter run, and then I want to see some friends in Nanaimo. I've got family there, and friends I know there. And what else am I doing? Something else too. I forget that is important. It's still morning time. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I go fishing for the chums right in the Nanaimo, right down on the dock there. Hey, there's a creek mill stream, I think it's called, and there's a little dock around the corner right here. So I jump off onto the beach part here, and then I go around on a high tide, and I know them chums will be coming through, and I always catch like I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. I've caught there at a time. You can see them going by, and you use the apex, the pink and silver apex, and you bring it alongside of them chums, and they bite it out of aggression. They don't bite because they're feeding. Going to the Delaware powwow. They are the native people of New York City and New Jersey. Very cool. I'm going to a Squimalt powwow, and it's Lewangan territory, I think. I might be wrong with that. I know I'm in Lewangan territory, but these territories, they change every here and there with different villages. But on the end of the month, I'm going to a big powwow. I always go there. It's Orange Shirt Day, so it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool people, a lot of wild crafts there. It's awesome to see the wild crafts, like people making something from nothing is pretty impressive. And they're not cheap. You buy a cedar hat or something made like that, and they're wild crafters, they're artisans, and they charge big money, but they put a lot of work in gathering the material and doing the craft itself. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But today I'll be shutting this live down, but I'm going to go live outside on the Hoogle Culture Mound, and I'm going to make some videos of it. I want to show what I've been doing here, because I love wildcraft. My friend taught me how to make cedar roses. I have that as well. I can't say the person's name on here because they don't like that, but I have cedar roses given to me, and cedar pouches, um, poke bags where you put some gold nuggets that you found or something, right? Yep, gold. I love gold. What time for the live? That's a very good question, Dave. As soon as it's daylight, and it's there's the North Star, so that's 5:39 a.m. So 26, probably around 7 o'clock. We'll have good lighting out there, because I'm just going to use my camera, my cell phone, and the computer for videoing the removal of the vines off the mound. I don't want to do some of them. I want to leave them, but they're growing out in the road, Dave. They're growing over the hedges and up through the trees and stuff. And it's really crazy. You're looking at it, and here's all these squash all hanging there. Well, you've seen it on the videos from before on this channel. So it looks really cool. So I really want to harvest that. Today I'm concentrating on nothing but harvest. I have my totes, my storage containers. I have the crispers in both refrigerators full of apples that I want to store for winter. I've made a bunch of canning. I did pear butter, apple butter. I forget what else. And I was given a bunch of fig jam. So that was kind of neat. And it's better if you add ginger to the fig jam. I'm not sure I would make the next live. How we have to load up the rest of the items and get to the ferry, but I will watch the replay. Well, that's very kind of you. Have fun camping in the Ambo. I know, right? Pretty cool. You're going on the ferry, so you're going camping somewhere other than on the island here. Interesting. I just had friends here, and they left. Now they're in Saskatchewan now, but they were here. They had a lot of fun. They thought it was great being here, seeing the trees. They went to Cathedral Grove, it's like Avatar. It really is. It's very, very pristine. Yeah, we are going to Washington. My kid's bestie lives there. Okay. We'll be patrolling the park, but we'll try to catch your live patrolling the park. Wow. Watch out for fire. It can easily happen. I mean, a vehicle that goes off the road, strikes a rock or a tree and catches on fire. That happens a lot, believe it or not. And trains can throw sparks. So if you're in a fire-prone area, I was trying to tell a friend of mine that if you go to where the old fire line is, and then you'll see stuff that's burned, like trees, you can collect some of that for biochar. You don't need a lot of it, okay? Like a couple of garbage cans half full will cover a big area. That's really good for pest control. That's really good if you got pest problems. I know a guy at Harvard that grows 29 acres of organic vegetables, okay? And he has a lot of biochar and biochar makers. And people that live in Texas, they can't just have a fire and a little bit of wind and then they got a firestorm, right? I mean, it's not pleasant in a firestorm. You got a couple thousand degrees. Ugh. That is not pleasant. So I imagine that's why you're patrolling the park. Fire patrol. Yeah. But I cleaned up this week my hummingbird feeders to get ready for winter. I don't put the hummingbird feeder out yet. I wait till the snow flies, and then that's when I start putting out the hummingbird feeder. I'll put it out before then if you get a few frosty nights and a lot of the flowers have gone now. So, and I see the hummingbird looking in through the window at me, and I'm thinking, geez, I look at animals in cages and I feel weird that the hummingbird's looking at me. They actually come right in. And it's really trippy when I have flowers on the table, like these red ones, I can put them right there. It might take a little bit sitting here, but they'll come in. They'll come in. And then sometimes they get caught in a skylight. I have to go and get them. And then you become friends. Now, if they know you, see, a hummingbird doesn't walk. People think birds walk. Not hummingbirds. Some do hobble along and walk along like ducks or whatever. But a hummingbird hops. He flies up, he hops up, flies down. That's how they move around. So yeah, so I will be going live today, and if you're here, it would be appreciated, and it'll be fun. It's harvest. You can watch the replay. I'm not going to be doing a lot of videos and live streams in the future, So this will be my, this is to show today and in the future. It's to show the harvest, how the harvest. I think I've stuck on the soil, how it's the easy ergonomic way to make soil in layers. I think I spent enough time on the Hugelkultur mound, and I recently took down some playlist and I left up some playlist, but I took down. I'm reducing and reducing, and I'm going to have my channel still and whatnot. But I just won't be here to like. I don't do many live streams anymore. I've cut way back the past few months. You probably noticed. I'm not doing as many live streams, but I've put up a lot of videos. But that's going to stop once the harvest stops in September and October, because that's when I'm going fishing, and then I'm not carrying the camera. I'm just there for downtime because I'm feeling a little exhausted from having like to maintain things, and I just want to go fishing like Dave's doing. Dave Knight's just going fishing. And I like just going fishing. I'm thinking on going golfing lately for some reason, but I'm not a golfer. I haven't been since I was a kid. But a friend of mine does golfing, and I can't stand going to a golf course. They're so ugh. I mean, aerosol chemical land to me, right? I can smell the fertilizer. I'm not a fan, but I am going golfing. And yeah, I have the golf clubs. I've never golfed really, like a little bit. I did mini golfing, but I think I know how to tee off and stuff. But it's just because there's a group that are going to do this golfing thing on this golfing place that's not the average person can go, and I get the opportunity to go, so I got to practice a little bit, right? I don't really want to go, but they're all going and my friend's going and they're planning this trip and whatever, and I'm like, well, okay. But I'll go. It's not right away, but I will go. But I'll check out new places, and the place is a private golf course, so it's like, okay, what's that mean? Well, that's not open to the public. You have to make like a reservation a year in advance, for real. So yeah, but apparently the food there's all grown right there. But again, eating at a golf course where the food's growing at a golf course, I think I'll take a sandwich with me. I tend to stay away from aerosol places like golf courses because everything's aerosol. They spray everything, weed and feed and whatever. It's I've read a lot of statistics about it, and it's like scary as heck. Even up to 5 miles away from a golf course, that's how toxic they are. And I like to have a good time. Starting a new life, learning to be a forest ranger, living, working, and learning every day. Smart. Wow. Smart. Laugh out loud. Yes, golf courses are covered in poison. I know, right? But some pals of mine are going to be there, and I'm okay with it just to visit there. I'm not living there. I've got one like a mile from me, which makes me uncomfortable because I don't even pick the berries there anymore because you're 136% more likely to have Parkinson's if you're within 5 miles of the golf course. After 5 miles, it stabilizes to the regular amount of people getting Parkinson's. But from the 5 miles to the golf course, it's 136% more likely to get Parkinson's. There's something to that, man. You know, like that. And the thing about math and science, if the math is in, the science is in. So here you go. Right. So I'm glad I never really liked golfing. I found it like someone chasing a little white ball around on the green grass. It wasn't for me. I like the different grasses, the bluegrass and stuff that and different types of bent grasses and stuff and then there's wild grasses and stuff too. So I studied a little bit about them, but not much. Yeah, that's not good, right? I said, yeah. And people want to live on golf. Yeah, go for it. It's not for me. They're garbage. Even that hotel I was at recently, I'm not going to say which one, but you can figure it out. You should have seen it. There's no sewage treatment plant there, so they let go what comes from this giant hotel right into the bay, right there, and you can see it. And I was wondering why there was workers with little orange buckets and orange suits going along in this cove, and they were picking up whatever was flushed. You see. My dad has he played golf for fun when he could afford it. Yeah, yeah, go pay a lot of money to catch bad sickness or something. Charjazakana. Hello, hello, my name's Howie. We don't use the sir word here. It's just and we're just here as we just if someone wants to go and say hello to you, we're not here for anything like that. Like it's just watch the channel if you like it, and that's why you're here. And it's a little village on YouTube. Doesn't the whole island flush sewage out the Victoria Peninsula? Not anymore per se. The solids are trucked up above where the fresh water supply comes from, and it's dumped there right above it, right? And then the tertiary part, the liquid part, gets shot out into the straits still. They spent $1 billion on that. I just went, oh, madness. And they got all these reasons, and you have to look at the reasons, and they're like poop, manure, human manure. Oh, it's got pharmaceuticals. Well, where did the pharmaceuticals come from? Oh, that was extracted from plants. Oh, or the oil industry. Where did oil come from? Oh, fermentation of plants from 80 million years ago. Okay, wait a minute here. But don't pee in the pool. Yeah. Really was sick when I worked on a golf course for 5 years, sprayed lots of that bad stuff. It'll never spray again. Yeah. Yeah. And Car J's Kenna, it'll take time to get used to your name. Doesn't the whole no, yeah. I'm Indian Cooking Channel. Oh, good. Hey, I'll check that out. Cool. Minty Cactus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Indian Cooking Channel. That's very cool. Char Jasa Kana? I'll definitely check that out. Leave a comment on one of my videos so I can just go and find you and I can see you there, and I'll check out your channel. I like cooking channels. That's one of the things I do. Gross, laugh out loud. Don't pee in the pool. Yeah. Good morning, Howie. Minty Cactus. Good morning. I have to go check the campers, but we'll keep an eye out for your live, Howie. Thank you for sharing. Have a great day, everyone. You as well, Peace Journey. Enjoy your day, and we'd love to see you again. Be safe, Peace. Take care out there. Yup. Yep. Take it easy. Yep. Good morning, Minty from Peace Journey. Have a good one, Peace Journey. Yep. Thank you, Mandy. Peace Journey to you and your family. Yep. So I am going to go live here in a little bit. There's the Flowey Show. And when I'm traveling, I'm going to send an email to people that I'm traveling there, because my buddy just came here from YouTube and he missed coming over here for his fig tree, and he was right at the lake, like 5 minutes from me, and I'm like, oh no! But he says the next time he'll drop in. So I'm going to leave one of the fig trees here for him in case he ever comes in, or I go over to the mainland. Hey, Wild, want to learn something gross that my kid taught me? Pools only smell like chlorine because so many people have. Yeah. I like wild hot springs, right? J-I. I don't know what J-I means. Sorry. Charges Cana? I don't know what that means. Right. Well, if people will come over and check out your channel, that's best to have it like that. Hey, like you just go and check out someone's channel. If you like their content, then you sign up, right? Well, sometimes I don't sign up. I don't like the content. I don't like loud music. I love music, but not just boom, boom, boom in my face. It's like, holy jeez, man, give me a break here, or if the camera moves around, I'm too much, and I'm terrible for that. So we have cold springs here. No thanks. Cold water springs are nice. I love them. And Peace Journey, thank you, Wild Owls. Remember that while it's scary to let go of the familiar, it's worth the change to a path that will lead you to where you want to be. Much love and hugs. Yes, yes. Take care, Peace Journey. Those may be good for the whole cold plunge thing, Wild. That's a fad now. Well, what happens is your pores shut down, like you come out of the sauna and you jump into a cold plunge and you get rid of a lot of toxins. It's opening and closing of your pores. And, that's really healthy for you. It's extremely healthy for you. Consult your physician first, though. Thanks, much love and hugs. Yep. Sometimes I don't sub either. Some channels are just too much. Right, Minty? It's just not for me. And sometimes I'll go to a channel and there's people there that are not for me, but there people are. And I just, I don't want to say hello to some people because they're not my type of person. But what I do is I say hello, fellow earthlings. And then the people that are near and dear, because there's a lot of different people, right? You're not going to stop and say hello to every single person. That'll just drive you mad. Right? Not a fad for my nerves. I have fibromyalgia, and cold sends me into a bad pain spell. See, consult your physician. Sorry, I can't see the thing. I gotta move the. Are you there? You have fibromyalgia? That doesn't sound good. Hi, Minty. Good morning. I don't sub sometimes either, but I only have so much time in a day. Can't watch everyone. Exactly. I actually unsubscribed hundreds and hundreds of people from my channel recently. I never watch it. It never comes up. There's no live. There's like one or two videos that you watched years ago. And I'm like, oh, why am I watching this? So I just delete that I even subscribe to them. If I'm not going there, I'm not staying subscribed. And then now that I'm downsizing my social media content and my time on here, it's I rarely go live anymore, but I've put up a lot of videos to before the harvest. There's going to be a harvest and storage, and then that's it. That's it for me because I'm going fishing. Oh no, Wild, best wishes for you. I have a friend. Yep. I don't sub. Yep. My mom has that. Wild. Yep. Flare-ups are not fun. Yes, it's a chronic pain condition. They can't find the cause. There's pain. Yep. Yep. I have some forms of arthritis that just doesn't go away. Like I have a really serious one that I don't like it to flare up, and I keep it really well managed, and I got to keep my stress down, my cortisol down, because I've been it's not pleasant to have scarring and masses inside your body, and then when they're hurting like you wouldn't believe, it's just Off to the hospital. Moz, just watched your video, Moz, on you driving in Australia, riding your bike in Australia. The cartoon part was really cool. I really liked it. It was really cool. Yeah. I keep moving or I will seize up. Right. Oh, good to see you, Moz. Moz has been on here before, and I've been to his channel before. And he likes to go and videotape his trips and how he has his coffee in a park and the forest areas, and yeah, and he goes to a friend of mine's channel as well, so he's well known. All right, my friend, it's time for me to jump off here. Bye, Crooked Peach, and go have some breakfast. Enjoy your breakfast. I hope each and every one of you have an amazing day, and just understand somebody in Virginia loves you. Yes, it's nice to be loved. And I'm going to be hopping off here too. Moz, great to see you. And I am going live today if you want to stop by and check out the flowers via the live link that'll be up. I'm going to try to go live with the computer camera and then my phone camera and then another camera. So, but it's early yet. Well, I know it's 6 a.m. and I have some paperwork I have to do before it's daylight. It won't be daylight now for a little bit yet. Grant McIntosh, good morning. Good morning. Bye all. Hugs, Howie. Good luck with the love. Much love to you all. Yep. Good luck with the live. Yep. When are you going live later? An hour or so or two? You're probably sleeping, night shift worker. Or is this Friday? I think it is Friday. You have a good one. You too. Off to bed. Bloody autocorrect. Where did you? Yeah, inoffensive to bed. Good night. You take care, Mozzie. All the best. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you all for the thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, please make Pathway Soil Bank, make a hugel mound. Mounds are really great, hey? They last thousands of years. Ending stream now. And, oh, Mandy, have a good one.